Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is boy Sam from Armada Trading here, and today we're going to be looking at AMC, the fan favourite. We're here, we're going to try and do a stock analysis and where I think this stock is going to go during the upcoming week. Now we're currently in pre-market. I'm recording this at 11 AM GMT, and if you don't know, the stock market opens at 2:30 PM. So I'm recording this 3 hours before the stock market opens. So I'm going to give you all an understanding of where I think this stock is going to go and why, and you all can make your own judgments. And remember to leave it down below what you think is going to happen with AMC this upcoming week. And if you haven't already, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. It really helps the channel out, and I can't thank you enough for giving us this platform to present our thoughts on. With that being said, let's get on with the video. So before we get into today's video, I just want to say that I'm in no way, shape or form a financial advisor, and please take anything I say with a pinch of salt. I'm simply a university student studying business and management, and that is all. Stocks are battlefields. Be sure to only put in money which you can afford to lose. I can only scout the battlefield for you. However, I can fight the battle for you. So always do your own research, devise your own strategies, and with that being said, let's get on with it. Now, it's important to understand why a lot of institutional investors are now investing even more money into AMC. Now, AMC is actually at a low point, and what these companies have seen is they have seen massive growth potential because they have not been having consistent revenue streams coming into AMC. Now that they can open up their theatres again and cinemas, they can actually start getting sustainable revenue sources, which is essentially going to raise the price and raise the value of AMC as a company. Now, it's worth noting as well that a lot of these big institutional investors, they are also investing for that squeeze. They see that potential there. And you have to remember as well that these hedge funders like Citadel, who have massive stakes in AMC, they are actually like their competitors, they're direct competitors with Citadel. Like, they want to see Citadel go to the ground, realistically. Now, I'm just using Citadel as an example because I know they're one of the main hedge funders within AMC. But it's also worth mentioning as well that HSBC has actually increased their shares very recently by about, I think it was about 200,000 shares or something like that, which is just insane. And you can sort of see from this graph here, the quarterly change in shares has consistently gone up. And that is because the more hype that is built around this stock right now, the more chance of it going up, because you always have to remember this one fact about the stock market. You have to there's always a supply and there's always a demand. If there's more demand for something than there is supply, it's consequently going to raise the value of a company. And that's exactly what I see with AMC right now. There is a massive demand for AMC shares because everyone knows that this could be susceptible to this short squeeze, and it probably will see a short squeeze, especially in the next bit of information, which I'm going to give you now. So, as of recent, Fintel had currently reported that AMC, and this is the most recent data on the 26th of February, they had a short volume ratio of 26.21%. And this is a 0.1% decrease from what it was before, and it did reach heights last week at 28%. Now, why do I think this? And the reason why I think this has happened is because we have started seeing like this little bits of buyback. But I'm going to move on to this figure as well, because this doesn't really match up with what MarketWatch was saying before. Because MarketWatch did report that it had a short volume ratio of 84% shorted, which is just insane. Like 84% short volume interest. That is ridiculous. Like I don't have to explain that. Like 84% would be susceptible to a short squeeze. And to be honest, this figure here, that is still significantly high. Anything above 20% really is classified as a high short volume. So it is still susceptible to this whole short squeeze that we're talking about. However, a lot of people have been saying about a gamma squeeze. Now, if you don't know what a gamma squeeze is, basically a squeeze from call options. So it's when call options expire. It's like the expiry in the call options that inflate the price. So that's what people have been waiting for. And I'm going to quickly show you a graph of specifically what a gamma squeeze would look like. So, as you'll probably know, I'm a university student, so at the moment I'm learning as well, because I have not witnessed a gamma squeeze. I've only been doing stocks for 2 months, in all honesty. So, I'm going to try to explain it as best as I can of what a gamma squeeze actually is. So, bear in mind an OTM and an ATM. So, an OTM an OTM call option will have a strike price that is higher than the market price of the underlying asset. Alternatively, the OTM put option has a strike price that is lower than the market price of the underlying asset. At the money, which like is abbreviated to ATM, are calls and puts whose strike price is at or very near to the current market price of the underlying security. ATM options are most sensitive to changes in various risk factors, including time decay and changes to implied volatility or interest rate. So, when I try to explain this upcoming gamma squeeze, keep those two like abbreviations in mind, okay? So here is what happens within a gamma squeeze. So someone starts buying OTM calls, way too many OTM calls. It forced market buyers to buy stock to hedge calls initially, which moves it only a bit up. Release some good news, force algos who trade news to buy stock. The original OTM calls are now closer to ATM due to gamma market makers have to buy more stock after seeing the initial move. Now retail is piling into calls due to FOMO. I'm not sure what that actually stands for. I'll look that up in a sec. Shorts are buying back stock and buying calls to hedges too. Causes market makers to now desperately buy more stock to hedge. Cycle repeats, stock goes to infinity. So pretty much what it is, it's overbuy it. So what we're doing is we're basically inflating the price through call options. Now, if you are not experienced in call options like I am, I would not advise you to go anywhere near them because you can lose a lot of money from them. However, if you are experienced and you know what you're doing, it can also be a very good play. So keep that in mind when I'm talking about this. But basically what I'm getting from this gamma squeeze is you're trying to basically get to the ATM call, which will essentially go up. That will raise the price, because what you're trying to do is getting the hedge funders to cover their positions, and the more they do that, they may have to short the stock even more to be able to cover their positions from these option contracts. Now, what would happen if that keeps happening with AMC? And I think what we saw the other day when it shot up to $11, I think that's exactly what happened. I think that was a slight gamma squeeze. Now, obviously, it tanked back down again, which does correlate with the graph, because I looked up what a graph for a gamma squeeze looks like, and it goes like this. So it goes up, sort of in the shape of a lowercase n. So that's what it looks like. However, there is another type of it's sort of like a gamma squeeze, but it's called a call delta. And what that will do is it looks sort of like an S shape, sort of an S shape in a way. So I'll put screenshots up there of what I'm trying to talk about so you lot can get a better picture. And you have to understand, I'm trying to explain this to the best of my ability. Like I said, I studied business and management, so this feels a little bit out of my field. However, I'm documenting my learning, so you all can try and get what I'm trying to learn as well. So I hope you all appreciate me trying at least. So yeah, also as well, gamma squeezes, they're very volatile. So what will happen is we will see it go up and then back down, and then we'll probably see a little bit of stabilization, and we'll just see a random spike up as soon as these call options expire or they hit the ATM spot, which consequently means the shorts, well, the hedgies have to cover their positions anyway. They will have to take out shorts. Even if those call options do expire, the hedgies still have to have those shorts to be, or those shares to be able to pay up what happens with those options contracts. So I think I've explained that as well to my ability as I could for you. And we are now going to get into the graphical analysis of AMC and where I think it's going to go in the future. So the real reason why I wanted to talk about this whole gamma squeeze thing is because what I think happened here was a gamma squeeze. And I'm going to put up a graph of what a gamma squeeze normally looks like, so you all can make your own judgments. And to me, this graph looks exactly like what a gamma squeeze looks like. Now, there will be a lot more of these to my knowledge. There are a lot of people buying into AMC. There is a very, very high demand for this stock, and there is very little supply left because the hedge funders have had to cover their positions to short it. So that shows that we are actually pumping AMC very, very well. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I genuinely think if we keep a hold of AMC, we're going to see it reach new heights. And what I think is going to happen is, no matter what, right, even if the short squeeze never happens, which is very unlikely, but even if it didn't happen, AMC is still a very good buy, because fundamentally as a company, I can see it reaching $20 now that cinemas are open. Due to, like, now COVID is gone, cinemas going to be open and they will reach those new heights again. So fundamentally, AMC, in my opinion, is a good buy. But just to add on to that, I think that in terms of a short squeeze, I think we will see that after there is enough gamma squeezes, because hedge funders are not going to want to keep having to cover their positions. They are going to get to a point where they are just like, I don't want to be here anymore. We're wasting so much money covering. And I genuinely think we will see a squeeze, and they're just going to count their losses at some point. But for that to happen, we're going to have to hold strong as a unit. If, like, we can keep selling. And again, I am not a financial advisor. Do what you want with your money. But as like a sort of person behind the movement, like I love this movement. Like I'm a part of it. I'm holding strong with my shares as well. And you know, I genuinely can see AMC doing very, very well. Now, moving on to a bit more of a graphical analysis of AMC and where it's at the moment. Now, we did see quite a bearish sell-off right here, right? So we saw quite a bearish flag, but in my opinion, this is just due to the gamma squeeze, because we saw that arc shape. Sorry, my camera's focused. There we go. That arc shape within AMC. And we sort of saw this little wedge that was developing here. And as it broke out this wedge, we saw it stabilize. And it created a support structure to it, which, you know, we love support structures. Now, where I think this is going to go next, and I can see another gamma squeeze happening today, actually. And the reason I say this is because if you look at this graph here, we did see a bump up in the market, right? And then we saw a massive jump up. So what I think we're going to see is we may see the stock tank a bit, and then we will see it reach up here. And then as soon as market opens, then I reckon we may see it come back down again. So I think we're going to see a very similar pattern to what we saw on the 25th of February. And I think it's going to keep raising up. The more option calls that have expired and that have been fulfilled, I think that this stock can only go up from here. And that is just my opinion, obviously. Take it as you will. Do your own research. Devise your own strategies. But that is just my opinion, and I'm entitled to that. So that being said, I hope you have all enjoyed this video. If you have the time to hit that like button and subscribe for new, it really helps the channel out, and I can't thank you enough for the support on this channel. This has been your boy Sam from Trading. I'll see you in the next video on the channel. Take care, everyone.